Alright, hello fellow viewers and welcome back to yet another live stream. We still have the Pokémon Ruby Live Shiny Only Challenge. We did finish the whole main game, but the challenge is still not complete because there's still post-game to do, and one of the things that I still have not gotten on this Ruby is the roaming Latios, and I've already prepared everything here in my program in Pokéfinder. So you go to Generation 3 Stationary. Even though it appears in the wild, you still have to use it's still generated as a stationary Pokemon, so keep that in mind. Delay is 3, and I can get a Star Shiny one as well, but I'm actually going for Square Shiny. These IVs are really neat, but it's not gonna have these IVs because of a stupid roaming glitch. Just so you know, but enough babbling. Let's go. Good luck. Thank you, darling. That is still needed because the roamer, you can't exactly, when you see the Latios on, let's say, Route 110, you can't just fly there and then expect it to be or keep being on the route where you fly. It's programmed in a way that the roamer will then flee in a way, as in it just goes to an adjacent or a close route. So I'm gonna be using a trick that I always used, where I go to Route 110 and I go inside that yellow house or building, you know, the access house to the bicycle path. Because if you go inside a house and then go out and then you're on Route 110 again, then it's definitely a possibility that the roamer spawns on the route that you're currently on. I'm gonna show you how I do it. It's still a annoying progress, I have to say. Not progress, process. It is definitely not fun, but it's not hard. It's just tedious. It's one of those. And make sure that you already have Latios or Latias, depending on the version that you're playing. Make sure that you already have them registered to your Pokédex, or else this is just much more frustrating than it needs to be. So just a quick trade over if you can. As you can see, he is pretty close, but if I go to this Route 111, he's not gonna be there, he's gonna flee. So what I do is I exit, check the route. It's close now on Route 118, but that's still not the route I need the Latios to be on. And then you essentially repeat this over and over again until the Latios is indeed on the route that you're on. And if it is, then you do not save the game under any circumstances, because the shininess of the roamer actually gets determined once the TV is off. So just don't save after that. Save in front of the TV, just as I did. Alright. Might as well also restart Eontimer since it was having trouble again. I still don't know why it still... Oh, that was not what I wanted to do, my bad. There we go. Sometimes you get lucky and the roamer is immediately on the route where you're on. And sometimes it takes... I think once it took me 45 minutes. So yeah, it's tedious, but... I mean, you get a shiny roamer. Just the one really horrible thing about Ruby and Sapphire specifically, and also Fire Red and Leaf Green, is the fact that roamers are glitched. Their IVs, except for HP, cannot get any better than between 0 and 2. So if you want to calibrate using the Pokéfinder tools, unfortunately that's not really doable because of the IV glitch. And that also means that it will have very bad IVs, so competitively not usable. Please know that in that generation back then, there were no such things as bottle caps, hyper training, that didn't exist. So if you had a Pokemon with bad IVs, you just had to take it. That's how it was. So quiet? How come? I did ping everyone. I remember on my French Ruby, this took me a couple of streams, I think, just checking if it is indeed a shiny. That took me, all in all, I think more than 6 hours. And then on my Latios in Sapphire, it took me, I think, 1 hour and something. So that is definitely just luck. Hey there, Saltmon, welcome back to the stream, how you doing? It's very calm, very quiet now. Don't know why, maybe people were not expecting a stream. But how you doing? Hopefully you're doing good. I really hope that the Latios shines today. That would be neat, even though unfortunately the IVs are really gonna be bad. But of course these shinies, these Pokemon that I RNG manipulate, they are absolutely completely legal and legit, and they all pass through the detection system of Pokemon Home, so they can be transferred to newer games. So yeah, this can potentially be yours. I am known to give shinies to my viewers. And of course they can be bottle capped, so the glitch will not be a problem at all. Miss Donkey Kong Country Freeze vibe, it's so specific and I love it. Yeah, I was feeling or going for that vibe. I understand what you mean, and that's why I went with the original soundtrack but enhanced. Ah, there we go. So now Latios is on the route where I am on. What I do is you go into the grass and you hop and you wait until you encounter him or her in case of Latias. Yeah, Donkey Kong Country, just in general, the music is really good. And Country 3 really has that Northern European, or just in general European vibes. I mean, a lot of places in there remind me of real life places I went to. Switzerland or Italy, Germany. It's not like the tropical levels. There's not really that many tropics in Europe, you know. GBA version has a completely different OST. I've heard, but I've never played the GBA version, so I wouldn't know. With completely different tracks, but it's around the same league as the SNES. Oh, I was about to say, was it really bad, the music, or was it good? Some people really don't like the Donkey Kong Country games on the Game Boy. You played both? Ah, there it is, but it's not a shiny. And well, calibration is kind of not really doable, but what I can do, for example, I'm just gonna show this. Use this move so it can flee. And then Thunder Wave. Right, hopefully this time the Eontimer will work. There we go. Hey there, Max Power, welcome back to the stream, how you doing? Donkey Kong Country 1 and 2 have complete downgrades for music, but I did what Donkey Kong Country 3 did with having a complete new original soundtrack. Okay, so I'm assuming the Game Boy games for Country 1 and 2, they tanked in terms of music. Which I wouldn't know because, I mean, I have the Game Boy ones, but not Color or Game Boy Advance. Still the Village, yeah. So silly and goofy, yeah, music, and yet it's such a bop. Doing well, hope you are as well. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, much better than yesterday and the day before that. Got a lot of work done today. And I'm so impatient. I finally want to move into that new apartment. Alright. So you stop at the last text box of the the news emission going on the TV, where it says that either a blue unidentified Pokemon or a red unidentified Pokemon, of course that obviously is either Latios or Latias. And what I always say, because that's a very good checkpoint, mental checkpoint, is, do you see a red triangle? If not, then that's usually the text box where you need to wait before Eontimer hits 0. Got me thinking of the Ocean Gate conversation the other day, and I can ask you a hypothetical question relating to that. Alright, more hypotheticals, go on. I do not shy away from such debates. But I'll say that before, I don't have sympathy or empathy for him. Oh wow, that was quick. So as you can see, sometimes you have to go around for minutes or hours. Hopefully not hours, and sometimes it just happens immediately. But yeah, I don't feel any sympathy for him in the same way that I don't feel any sympathy for someone who drinks while under the influence of drugs and then just offs himself and dies in an accident like that. That's like a, yeah, I told you so. It's very unfortunate, of course. I do feel really bad for their loved ones who actually love that person. They must feel horrible. Oh wow, the music is so unfitting. And there goes another non-shiny Latios. Ocean Gate? Oh, that was a that was all over the news in June 2003. 2003, what the hell am I saying? 2023. 2003, yeah. Yeah, right. It was a company called Ocean Gate. They made submarines, or just subs. So, submersible, that's a vessel or a ship essentially that goes underwater. And they manufactured a submersible that was meant to be used to dive to the depths of the Titanic, you know, the very famous wreck of that cruise ship that collided with an iceberg more than 100 years ago. And it's still, there's a lot of fanatics that really want to see the wreck, and they build a submersible for that. And basically what it was, the problem was that the person who made, or at least he was the CEO of the company, Stockton Rush, he did some real, as in he was a child at the controls in that kind of situation. He didn't know what he was doing. He thought he knew much better than all the experts. He made a submersible on the basis of carbon fiber, which is a material that is usually used in low pressure environments like aviation. You know, when you're very high up in the atmosphere, there's not that much air pressing down on you, that's air pressure. And he used that in submersibles, which is the complete opposite environment. Deep in the ocean, there's kilometers of water pushing down on you. Of course, water is much more dense than air, and that is just gonna equal to so many times the atmosphere of the Earth. And, well, you don't need to be an engineer to understand that using carbon fiber for submersibles, there's a reason no one did that, and he thought that he was going to be a pioneer because he was the first one doing that, but it's like, no, sometimes there's a very good reason why we did things a certain way for so many years. And every expert told him, you're gonna kill people, it's gonna be a catastrophe. He fired those experts. And then one day in June last year, they went down, the sub imploded because it could not withstand the immense pressure of the ocean and the depth that they were going. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, it's more than 4 kilometers, which is an insane amount of pressure. And yeah, in a blink of an eye, a couple of people died. Because one man just couldn't handle having people in one room who knew more about something than he did. June 2003 will be in the Omnilore. I was a kid back then, I don't know. 2 motorcyclists are reckless driving. One biker crashes and dies. The other is put to death by an authoritarian government for reckless driving. Who would you feel sympathetic for? I mean, in this... Oh, there we go. In this case, I would feel bad for the government, or the guy who gets offed by the government, because that does not warrant a death sentence in my eyes. So... But I would kind of feel bad for both bikers. But it depends, as in, this is just that idea in a vacuum. I don't know what kind of person they were, you know. If the first motorcyclist, or both of them, any of them, were like 18-year-olds and they were driving reckless, but they were young guys who didn't know any better, yeah, that stings. Even though it's kind of their fault, does that make sense? How come it's so quiet now? Only 4 viewers. In this case, I always feel the worst for the mother and father. Just don't want to imagine how that must feel like. Losing your child. Why did I press up? Interesting, you feel more bad for the second bike, even though both bikes are reckless driving and both die because of their action. Well, that's reductive thinking. There's a crucial difference. One gets put down by a government, even though... I mean, I don't agree with the assertion that reckless driving means you get the death penalty. So... You know, in the first case it's physics doing its thing. And in the second he survives, and then... I mean, that he should get a hefty punishment, as in maybe he shouldn't be allowed to ride a motorbike ever in his life. That would be much more fitting than, oh, you gotta die now. I mean, those are not the same things. Different contexts. And I mean, we're looking at ideas in a vacuum, which in real life things are never in a vacuum. I know, but still, that doesn't warrant the government to give him the death sentence. And in the first case, it's physics or the universe giving him the death sentence, which is something I have zero control over. And that just happens a lot in general. I mean, you can do everything right and you can still die. I mean, you can still ride on anything, and you can just go driving somewhere and then a drunk driver kills you. Even though you did everything correctly. Like the quote from Star Trek, you can do everything correctly and still fail. That is life, or such is life. No, why should I feel equally sympathetic? The government is worse than Japanifornia for that death penalty. Japanifornia? Like, is like Japan and California fusing now? Interesting. Right. A lot of Pokédex checking. Oh, that meme term from Ace Attorney, I see. Yeah, that is... I mean, the Ace Attorney series are essentially a parody on the Japanese court system. And they kind of want to satirize it and say, look how ridiculous this is. The thing is, the Japanese, they tend to look... not... or at least they tend to give the judges the fault for corruption in law, and not attorneys or lawyers as we do, which is interesting. That's why the the judge in the games is sometimes really childish or like very naive. Do we ever get to know his name? I think he's always just only addressed as judge, and that's it. Let's see if we get anywhere tonight. If I get the Latios, then I can go to the event Pokemon, which would be the Latias on Southern Island. I mean, they could have survived, but that doesn't really change to not doing the same and doing the same. Actually, you not feel... No, if they're twins and they did it at the same time and one dies and the other gets sentenced, that would change the situation, because now they're twins and one of them died because of the consequence of their action, and the other... It's just the... I don't agree with a government putting someone to death over pretty much anything. I'm not a fan of the death penalty in general. No, closest we get is Damon Gant in 1 to 5 calling him Udgy, implying that judge is somewhere in his actual name. Maybe his surname is Utchison or something. Who knows? I also remember, doesn't he have a brother who is also a judge? And they just changed the sprite a little bit, which, I mean, hey, if it works. Right. It kind of does, yeah, because of that government thing. That is the hang-up that I'm having. Like, I feel bad for anyone who has to be put to death because of a stupid reason like that. Yeah, he appears in 3 to 4 and he's Canadian. Ah, yes, right. Oh god, this music, you know, if you've ever played Pokemon, what am I saying? If you ever played Donkey Kong Country 3, that level in the forest, in the woods, where a saw is honing down on you from below. Now that was stress as a kid, let me tell you. Nowadays it's like, whatever, not really that hard. But as a kid, that was serious business. Like an auto-scroll level, those are always pressure putting. Yeah, the saw stage. My brother was afraid of the saw stage. I always thought that was funny. But to be fair, it is a very I mean, that leaves an impression, doesn't it? Understand what I'm saying? Both people are doing the same action and die because of the same action, yes. No, they don't die because of the same action. In the way, with one he dies because of his consequence, the consequence of his actions, and the second one dies, he could have died, yes, but he dies instead because of a government that punishes him. That is not the same thing. At least in my eyes. Hey there, Emo Kid, welcome back to the stream. How you doing? It's been pretty quiet now for some reason. Seems like people didn't expect or know that I was streaming. Or maybe they have something better to do, who knows. I'm doing better. Trying to not be a doomer. It is somewhat working. Yeah, but one, the difference is one dies because of a direct action of his consequences. It's just a direct consequence of his actions, that's how it should be said, not the other way around. And the other one survives, which, okay, that happens a lot in real life where people do reckless stuff and then they still survive because sometimes people have more luck than intelligence. But it's just the government death penalty thing that is crazy. You barely survived after reckless driving, firing squads tomorrow. Just having that image in my head, wonderful. Now, who knows? Maybe that crazy thing will... There's no luck, only maths. Yep, there are people out there who say that accidents or luck or just anything of that sort is not really anything that is real or exists. It's just very specific states of the universe that we regard as favorable or not so favorable. I forgot the name of that philosophy, but I know a lot of academics who are definitely of that view, and you know what? I'm not... Yeah, I kind of get it. Hey there, Ahmed. Welcome back to the stream. How you doing? You doing good? I'm trying to think of the name of said philosophy. It was not consequentialism, that is something else. I actually had a professor at university who was really deep into that. Only thought about this the other day. There are no such thing as accidents. Don't like this song, it's weird. Enchanted Riverbank was the weakest of the trilogy, in my opinion, or at least up there. I mean, it's neat, but that's it. Definitely others are better, that's true. But it's soon done anyway, and then next one is Brother Bear Blues. IMO means in my opinion, usually. Los Pollos Hermanos offered me a job as a cook for them. Gustavo Fring came himself and he shows me the lab, and I mean the kitchen. Oh, I've heard he pays really well, I don't know. And you're gonna have some dude named Mike Ehrmantraut who's gonna watch you. Did you take the job, Amit? You better do it well, or else he's gonna come after you with a box cutter, you know. If you know, you know. Need to rank the Donkey Kong Country trilogy music. Should I include the GBA remake of Donkey Kong Country 3? Why not? You like ranking stuff in the chat? Go on. A bit sick? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Amit. Get well soon. You said yes, you're gonna make a lot of money. As a cook, yeah. Chicken meat. You're gonna deal with chicken meat. Not any other kind of meat like Homo sapiens meat. No, just chicken meat. Alright, I'll do the vid at one point, but for the games themselves music-wise. Oh, a video. Oh, a ranking video, yeah, why not? Still thinking about which Pokeball to use for this one. I mean, the netball, already used that one, although it fits really well. Did you know, Saltmon, there's a hack, a ROM hack, out there where someone made Donkey Kong Country 4. And it's actually not that bad. There's also a ROM hack of Smash, or the first Smash, so the first Super Smash Bros. On N64, where I think it's called Smash Remix, and it has many more characters and stages. So that is really neat, the state of ROM hacks and just fan-made design, redesigned games. I mean, those are always getting better and better. Getting better at Promised Concert Radan, but he's still hard. I'm thinking to stream for myself playing while trying to beat him on your Discord voice chat. Is that okay with you? Yeah, of course. Of course, that's okay. I don't know if I'll be in there tonight. I do have to go to bed a bit earlier. Have to pick up James tomorrow morning at the airport. My flight back from Germany last week, I listened to the Super Mario Bros. 2 song for 1 hour and 25 minutes straight. Why not? I've done that as well. I've not that specific theme, but there's definitely extended video game music, and I just was really vibing with it, and then I realized, okay, so you've been listening to it on repeat for very long. Hope you like Germany, Emo Kid. Let's say the same reckless driver but different universes. One universe he crashes, dies, the other he miraculously survives but is then put to death for reckless drive. Does that change anything? I mean, I'd feel kind of bad for both, although limited, but I'd still feel worse for the one who gets executed. But I think I still like aquatic ambience more than water world. To be fair, aquatic ambience is really hard to beat. Tomorrow before the stream? The thing is, I'm not certain if I can stream tomorrow, unfortunately. Maybe I'll only be able to stream on Sunday. That I still will say on the Discord. But of course you are free to still stream there if you want. Yes, this is Cascade Capers. Alright, someone followed me on Instagram. I don't even post anything on there. Why are you following me? This is a vibe, absolutely. And with the echoes and this being the enhanced or restored version, you feel it even more. You think it's the worst level in the game? And I found a song, it's amazing, you're gonna love it. It's short but amazing. It's called I'm Pretty Sure Life Has No Meaning. Just type that. Okay. It's very short, you say? What does that mean? Just type that. I'm pretty sure life has no meaning. I very much doubt that I'll be able to make any streams on Friday, Saturday or Sunday. I mean, that would be, in that case, not too bad, because, at least from your perspective, because I don't think I'll be able to stream on Friday and Saturday. I don't think I'll be able to do it. Because I'll be at my parents', and unfortunately, that laptop just doesn't wanna... just can't accept that streaming thing. It just crashes. Oh, this one is really good. I think one of my favorite. So you're saying that the Ocean Gate Gat was the only one that survived but was put in prison for life, you'd feel sorry? I mean, that, to be fair, that's a situation you cannot survive. It's just... No, I wouldn't feel sorry for him being in prison because, I mean, it was because of his stupidity that these people had to die. No, Sick Puppy by Lemon Demon. It's very short, totally, not almost 10 minutes. It's like the Daft Punk song, Too Long, and it's like 10 minutes. Well, this one is Nuts and Bolts. I think that's one of my favorites. It's so industrial, really nice. Wonder where the rest of the guys are that are usually here. I mean, he should be in prison for endangering other people's lives and just being completely completely careless, and also because he was just not listening to experts, and you just can't do that when you're transporting people. I mean, imagine car manufacturers and plane manufacturers just not giving a about that, and then you'd have every second day there's a crash, killing hundreds. I mean, that is very reckless. There was that factory theme from Donkey Kong Country 1, that one was a blast. That one's also really nice. Not sure if I have a hallucination, but since I was a kid, to this day, I've been seeing strange things. For example, one time I saw a cup move without anything pushing it. Literally, it was in the middle. I mean, I don't know the full context. If there was maybe a gust of wind or something. But yes, kids are more prone to hallucination than adults. Or sometimes, you know, our memory is not that reliable. Yeah, he should get life in prison if he survived. Because he would have just... if he would have survived, he would have just continued his shenanigans and then more people could have died. He should have never had the power to do all of this. My ranking of the DKC games, game-wise, pretty much chronological order. Wait, that's 3 better than 2 better than 1? Is that not anti-chronological? But, oh well, that's just nitpicking. That's the best vibe of every Nintendo game I've ever played, and when I close my eyes, what I want to imagine. Yes, the vibes are definitely really neat. Do you have the games? Do you actually have them, or... I mean, you can play them on the Switch if you have online, which is also great, but they should just release the Pokemon games on there. They just didn't do that. Why should you just let Red and Blue and Yellow not be on the Switch for the Game Boy games? Who should go to prison? Diddy, because if you're talking about my boy, then we'll do the Diddy dunk on you. Nobody say shit about my innocent boy P. Diddy. Oh, D. Pity. Oh yeah, D. Pity, that's someone else. That guy is innocent. But P. Diddy, on the other hand, nah, he's gonna go to prison. And he's gonna get the kind of lovin'... Okay, no, I shouldn't make prison grapes jokes. I had a GBA Donkey Kong Country 3 cartridge, but I also played the SNES Donkey Kong Country 3. Nice. Very surprised, I read you wrong. Even people that are very pro-prison don't think you should get life. Life in prison is for when you intentionally try to cause death. Yeah, here's my reasoning. He is just such a man-child, or he was such a man-child that at one point he would have just... People like him are so dangerous, they should be locked for life. I'm usually a very tolerant person, but people like him are highly dangerous individuals. They completely over-evaluate their own abilities, be it cognitive, planning, anything else. They think they know better than actual experts. And then, you know, with businesses, okay, you might have people losing their jobs. But with things like OceanGate, it was just a matter of time before that sub imploded. I mean, you can go, and the court hearings are all online now. And they're free, they're on YouTube, you can just watch them. And geez, these experts have nothing good to say about Stockton Rush, like zero good things. Well, I have a problem with man-children who have immense power, because that never goes well. And I have a real aversion to these kinds of people. Again, I refer to the Paradox of Tolerance by Karl Popper Max Power. You should not be tolerant towards the intolerant, which he was. That's just how life goes, and also in the grand scheme of things, in the long-term planning. If you're into game theory, you know, the kind, not the stupid videos by that YouTuber, but actual game theory, decision-making theory, the best strategy as a tolerant and nice person is the this for that. So if someone steps out of line, you also do the same onto them to punish them for their stepping out of line or doing something that hurts others, and then you don't do it anymore, as in the this for that. That is the best strategy. Well, he is a killer though. Good thing that he couldn't survive that, because imagine if you built a larger sub with, I don't know, 15 people, 20 people, 30 people on it, then we'd have even more people being turned into slurries in the depths of the ocean. P. Diddy will make a redemption arc in prison, you'll see it. Oh god, I hate it when they just, oh yeah, I found Christ now. They always somehow do that. And then yet they never really show anything for it. Can ask very left-leaning and very right-leaning people and they will both say he should not get life in prison. I mean, this is a very specific example that you now set. I've not heard any discussion or debates on that specifically. No, not, unfortunately not a sub sandwich, emo kid. Gotta wait for, I mean, Kaiser Kamazin, if he's here, he's very left-leaning. I think he might actually agree with me. My husband is probably distracted with dishes, but he's also very left-leaning, and I'm very certain that he would agree with me. Of course, he wouldn't have gotten life in prison. I don't think so. If he would have survived, which again, that would have been impossible. Monkey, much monkey. Do you hate Kiddy Kong or not? Because so many people I knew, they always say, oh, Donkey Kong Country 3 is the worst out of the trilogy because of Kiddy Kong. That doesn't make a lot of sense. There are many stupid people that have caused death due to negligence. They do not get life in prison. I know, and that's kind of a... I mean, wouldn't it be better if not just saying they should get life in prison, but maybe they shouldn't be in a position where they can hurt people again with their negligence? When I sleep, I think of Monkey. So you think of Monkey pretty often then? I like Kiddy Kong, he's cute. Yeah, I don't know what the problem is. He's essentially like Donkey Kong in one. If anything, the paradox of tolerance, people strongly favor rehabilitation. Yes, I am usually for rehabilitation, but with some people there is no rehabilitation. And because of the strongly narcissistic tendencies he showed, my assumption is that, or at least I have a lot of body of evidence on, it's not just a guess, a random assumption and opinion. There's just some people that you cannot rehabilitate. It's unfortunately impossible. But it's a very good debate what to do with these people. The thing is with people, he was a multi-millionaire, they always bounce back. He would have gotten bailed out and then he would have done the same shenanigans again. And if you look at it, it would be much better if these people would be somewhere where they can't hurt anyone ever again. But of course that's not really gonna happen. Favorite Kong is Dixie, maybe one of the reasons why Donkey Kong Country 2 and 3 are so much more fun for me than 1. Yes, she's also my favorite. Because of flying. Oh right, we can get the Latios. And we can also later maybe go for the Rayquaza. People that cause death due to negligence is infinitely easy to rehabilitate than murderers. It depends on what kind of murderer, because someone like a... what was his name again? Plochet, I think. There was a case where a dad shot the rapist without a G and kidnapper of his son. And he is a murderer by the definition. But I don't see him as impossible to rehabilitate because he does not pose a risk of re-offending. And he didn't. He never did anything like that again. So in some cases, like a murderer isn't a murderer always. It really depends on the context. Of course, usually being a murderer is horrible. Absolutely, and they should get punished. Past 2 days seem to turn for the good temporary. I got anti-depression pill and I've been doing good at school. Oh, really? Oh, that's wonderful. Hopefully the doctors found a pill that that goes well with you. I've also gone through different kinds of pills. Of course not drugs, but depression pills, so not nearly as exciting. But some of them that they really didn't help that much and the side effects were really bad, but others did help. But that is the role of the doctor, to see if they can find one that fits you. I'm happy for you, Amit. And you need to know that maybe your doctor told you that already. Why do I keep pressing right here? But you need to take these antidepressants for about 14 days at minimum in order to really feel an effect or difference. I think the average murderer can be... No, I don't think the average murderer can be rehabilitated. I just raised an example of one murderer who I think should have never gotten life in jail because he wouldn't reoffend. But that's a very small percentage, of course. Well, negligent people, you know, if we put these Boeing C-suits and shareholders who were essentially indirectly or directly responsible for a couple of hundreds of deaths, if we put them in jail, that would be much better than anyone else, because it was because of them that they had to do the cost cutting, and then because of that, the quality of the plane inspections went down. So I think in that case, these people, negligence can be super dangerous. And it can hurt a lot of people. But it's not a 50-50 issue, it's very nuanced. It really always depends on multiple factors. Ace Attorney culprits tier list based on how sympathetic they are. Oh, I hate Von Karma, that bastard. I hate him so much. Antidepressant pills' job is to calm you down without your own consciousness, like you don't get the Tuco reaction to blue meth, but you do feel better in the long run. Yes, I mean, we don't want a Tuco reaction, of course. But there's different kinds of antidepressants. Some change something in case of your brain chemical regulations. Others just make it so that the connectivity is higher in the brain. Hey there, Vera. Welcome back to the stream. How you doing? Just came home from a work event. Sorry for the delay. Hey, no problem. Philip, who's cleaning at the moment, also says hi. My husband is cleaning as well. Until now, no. Still no shiny Latios, but I will not give up. Looks like the... Oh no, we still got a couple of tracks left. Oh, this one is super creepy. Or at least the creepiest in terms of a Donkey Kong Country game. Yes, of course, you can. No, I didn't use that as a look, that one case, that means it is always like this. It was just a example of there's so much nuance in that question. It always depends on so many factors and the context, because things like that are not in a vacuum, you know. One of my coworkers once heard that Philip was deep cleaning at home. You marry that man immediately. Yeah. You need to be careful who you're putting that ring on. Hey there, Alex. Welcome back to the stream. How you doing? Any news regarding your GBA programming adventure? Doing better today. I mean, I'm actually pretty good at not being a doomer. I'm kind of surprised about that myself. But yeah, as Smokey Mario said yesterday, now is the time to be hopeful. And she's absolutely right. So let's hope we're gonna... Oh, a Latios, a shiny one, that would be neat as well. Under attack again, one of the largest drone attack on my city. Oh, I'm sorry, Alex. At least you're safe. Still going? Alright. Oh, jeez. Well, at least I know that you have to be somewhere where it's safe. I hate war so much. It's just so stupid that we still do that. Gotta go to sleep. Alright, Salmon. Thank you so much for being part of the stream. And then I wish you a buonanotte. If you have any other time slots where you would prefer me to stream, then go ahead and let me know, because I'm definitely interested in filling other time slots. Maybe today I was bleeding a lot for some reason. Oh, don't you like that, Ahmed? Don't know why. For some reason I bled a lot from my nose, my mouth, to every part of my body. Some antidepressant pills have the side effect of your blood clotting less, which means you bleed easier, but usually that shouldn't be a problem unless you have heart problems or just in general circulation problems, which I don't think you have. And I mean, it's the role of a doctor to check for that beforehand. before prescribing something like that. Michelle, as usual, I think only missed 2 to 3 alerts from about more than 1,500. Oh jeez, that's... Holy crap, that's so many alerts. The future will be decided by fighting robots. Well, at least, I mean, that's the tragedy of war. There's just some innocent men who have nothing to do with that conflict having to die for some rich people's territorial dispute. I mean, I think that is very tragic. But then with robots fighting robots, then it's a resources war to whoever can make more robots. Already ready for Christmas? Can you hear Mariah Carey getting unfrosted in the background? It's not just men nowadays, women are also fighting, that's true. Although, I think it's much less women than men. Hey there, Forsaker, welcome back to the stream, how you doing? And yes, I'm doing pretty well today. Sounds like a Christmas song. It is, Jangle Bells. Because there's a code you can input and then the game becomes Christmas themed. It's pretty funny. There's also a ROM hack called Pokémon Crystal, what am I saying? Pokémon Christmas. Crystal is not a ROM hack. That's an original game. But I'm interested, you can buy cartridges of that, of course, it's like not really that legal. But it's funny. I'm interested to see what Pokémon Christmas is about. Of course I could play the ROM hack. Try to get a software job as fast as you can. With AI, it's getting harder and harder to get your foot in the door. Oh yeah, that's already happening. That's already the problem that I'm currently facing. I mean, I have more interviews, but let's see how this goes. And also they're downsizing a lot with the amount of workers that they take in. Got a shiny Taurus. Oh, nice! From Fire Rat today. Oh, from the Safari Zone? You failed one too. Oh. You're going for a shiny Chansey next. You madman. You absolute madman. But, I mean, I respect your bravery. And I wish you the best of luck to get the shiny Chansey. Once I get around doing RNG manipulation for Leaf Green, then yes, Chansey will be... That will be the Safari Saturday and Sunday then, that will be in Leaf Green. Tell me how the interviews go, wish you luck, thank you. Do I love blood taste? I hate when someone dares to injure me hard enough that I bleed. I mean, who likes getting injured to the point where you bleed? Except when you're really masochistic, maybe. Got mad I won't allow anyone to spill my blood since only I allow myself to lay a hand on my blood. Well, I hope no one does that. I hope the only people who are interested in your blood are doctors or nurses who need to draw your blood for tests. Alright, let's see. Ah, still, I did it again. Oops, I did it again. Any other news from you guys? For those of you who still go to school, is it all going good? I'm trying not to stress myself. I mean, I know it's kind of a stupid situation when you're done with university and you just don't find a job for more than a year and you're just looking and people are thinking, oh wait, are you not trying, or some people think you're not trying hard enough, whatever that means. But I at the same time recognize that I am in a much better position than many because I have parents who support me. So I try, instead of saying, oh, this is unfair, I'm gonna nag about this, I turn around and say, I have this, this, and this, which other people don't have, and I'm happy about that. Looking forward to seeing you go for them. Believe the one you're going for right now is one of the more challenging ones. Only hunted them at Southern Island. Latios, I mean the roaming Latios is what I'm going for here. It's not hard, it's just tedious. Because you always have to check, is it on the route that I'm currently on? If it's not, you go back in. And if it is, you go into the tall grass to see. Check if it's shiny. If it's not, well, because of that stupid IV glitch in Ruby and Sapphire, you can't exactly do RNG calibration. Because the IVs are going to be off. And I mean, it's tedious, yes. Is it hard? No. Hard would be also the Shuckle, because it's only in the Safari Zone. And you can't really use any Pokemon, like I always use my Smeargle to help catch it. That wouldn't work. It's the Safari Zone. School's fine, that is good. Southern Island I will also go for. Both on this cartridge and the other one on Sapphire. My arch nemesis has always been mosquito, they steal my blood. Oh, I'm not a fan of mosquitoes either, these bastards. Only got one piece of homework this week, nice. I mean, I never liked homework, be it in elementary school, be it in high school, be it in university. Except for projects that you made at home or papers that you wrote, that was my strong point, but most homework, I don't know, once I got home, I wanted to be home and calm down a bit. And there are many studies that show that apparently just working for 4 hours a day intensively, cognitively speaking, anything longer than that is apparently not that achievable with a large portion of the population. Something interesting my friend told me is this. There's only been 2 women ever in the US who were one of the nominees for president. Trump beat both of them. Yes, that is true. At least, I don't think did I miss anything? No. Hillary and Harris. Who else was a nominee? Ah, there we go. Alright, so Latios is now en route. And now we jump like a madman in the tall grass. Hey there, Phantom Fox. Welcome back to the stream. How you doing? Peanut butter. I don't really like peanut butter. But if you like it, then go ahead. Doing great. I got 90 out of 100 at sociology. Ooh, nice. 100 out of 100. Perfect score. History. Nice. 80 out of 100 at geography, also really good. And a perfect at English. Wow, Ahmed, you're killing it. It's really nice. I'm very happy for you. Surprised you don't like peanut butter, try the organic one. Alright, maybe I should try the organic one. But all the peanut butter that I had was... not really my taste. To all idiots who say school and college isn't a place for fun, then guess what? Home isn't a place to study. I mean, I always like to at least have a moment of calm and leisure. That is interesting. We're not not interesting. It's important. We are not machines that just can work 24/7. Have another hypothetical question if you're still in the mood for one. Go ahead. I do not shy hypotheticals. No, the Sonic Adventure games, I love them so much, especially the second one. I still think that is among the best Sonic games ever made. Not a shiny. Oh wait, I wanted to try something. Right, so you shouldn't flee. And then I'm gonna launch a attack on you. Just to see how much damage it does. Is it a one shot? No, it's not. Alright, that's all I needed to know. Not gonna lie, the better my results are, the more scared I am, because the more I'm good spot, the more I start to get arrogant, and that is the last thing I want. Well, at least you recognize that, and that is much more than any other arrogant person I can talk of. I mean, you can start with mindfulness, if you know of that concept. You can start identifying the pattern and then try to say, turn it around and make it healthy. You can be proud of your accomplishments without being arrogant, and there are fine lines, and I'm pretty sure that you are, let's say, cognitive enough and smart enough to identify that line, and then you can reinforce yourself mentally in your head. You think, okay, I'm now proud of these results, that doesn't mean I'm arrogant. And when you do identify arrogance, then you say, okay, maybe I should stop now and let it be, and then you could maybe focus on someone else's accomplishment, or someone who you love, who's important for you, helping them. I mean, if you already can detect that you're getting arrogant, that is so much better than a lot of boys your age, I have to say. So you're not starting at 0 at that point. Does that make sense? You already have an advantage. I would be happy to be a simple person who's nothing more important than anyone than to be the best, strongest person ever who is also arrogant. I mean, I don't think there isn't a best person ever. To be fair, if you asked me, I would probably say my husband, but that is very... I mean, everyone's gonna give you a different answer. I don't think inherently there's one. And you don't need to be the best. And you also... In a way, each one of us is very... Oh, that was quick. Each one of us is special, but also in a way not really special. Those two things can be true at the same time. Because sometimes an answer can be different depending on the lens that you see something through. You're standing on a bridge next to a large person. Below, a train is heading toward 50 people. Oh boy, here we go. Trolley problem. If you push the person next to you off the bridge, their weight will stop the train. Wow, that's a very big person. Saving the 50 people but killing the obese person. Do you push the person? I would hate to do it, but in this scenario, yes. Although I could still never forgive myself for doing that. Ah yes, the good old trolley problem. It's not shiny. At least the check was quick. Wait. I just want to try again what damage range I get from the... Is it Thunder Cannon? The really strong electric attack that usually always fails. And now you use protection, okay. No, alright. Yes, I can tell that I'm arrogant, but it's mostly voices inside my head. It's not like I start to laugh at anyone, like I like to celebrate everything with my iconic poker face that looks dead. Oh, so you're just arrogant, so to speak, in your head? Then are you really arrogant? I mean, arrogance is an outwards action in my view. No, I think you should allow yourself to have good reactions to your good results. I think you deserve it, damn it. You're not an arrogant fool for being proud of yourself for having accomplished something. And with that kind of introspection, I wouldn't worry that much. There's people out there who never think that way. They never do any kind of introspection. I mean, that is completely baffling to me personally. How you could live like that. I once lived like that, but that was when I was a toddler, you know? Bonus hypothetical. Instead of 50 people, what would be the lowest amount of people being saved for you to push that fat person? Oh boy, I mean, I hate saying it, but I guess 2, because that is more than 1. But still, believe me, I would not be happy doing that. And I'm very happy that trolley problems are not actually problems that we face in everyday life. You know, it's always a binary choice, and both choices result in a situation that you don't want, or don't like, or don't favor. Or which includes doing something that's regarded as immoral. But yeah, Amit, you should definitely allow yourself to feel happy about it. I always find it interesting how people decide on their beeps. I went before myself. I count 1, 2, 3, go in my head. I think the only thing I dislike about using flow timer is no colors, only beeps. I haven't used flow timer myself. The normal standard beeping amount of beeps are 6, and I never change that. And I'm just so used to it now. Ah, there we go. I'm just so used to it now that I don't want to change it. It's now ingrained into my neurons. Only 2, I mean... Oh, wow. Immediately there, but it's not shiny. Oh wait, let me test something else. If I switch now, then he should be able to flee again, if I'm not mistaken. The thing is if I say, okay, 2, but then if I don't push the fat person, then there's 2 dead people. But then that's that is a very big chunk then if he stops the train. Ah yeah, flees, alright. I knew it. Today I trolled my cousin so hard in PS. So what happens is I scored 5 goals, then I let him score 4 goals to think he's back in the game, and then I diddy dunk his butt with 3 goals to make it 7-4 for me. Oh, Amit. You gave him hope, you baited him, you dangled that carrot of the potential possibility of him just winning, and then you took it away. Hey there, Paper Glitch, welcome to the stream, how you doing? But yeah, you're pretty good at trolling, I see, Amit. 6 beeps confused me. I guess my mind didn't want to count that high. It's just, yeah, I'm so used to the 6 beeps now. And I like the number 6. I just always really like the number 6. Not even sure why, I just think it's such a wonderful number. And it's also apparently a perfect number. I mean, if you look at the definition of mathematically of a perfect number. I think that's when you are the sum of all of your dividends. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 is 6. And 1 plus 2 plus 3 are the dividends of 6. Thinking of is that if the 2 people died you would feel bad, but it's an accident, not my responsibility. Pushing the fat person means you killed someone. Yeah, but then I would always, it would haunt me knowing that I could have prevented more deaths. I think also potential things are also what I consider. So you would not push the fat person. If you were the fat person, would you jump yourself off the bridge to save the 2 people? That's a good question. Maybe yes. My got me to number 6, my favorite since I was 8 years old, and no, not because of the devil, but because it looks beautiful, looks like nothing else. Ah, so you're a 6 lover as well. Neat. I never looked at the 6 in the way that it's devil's number. Just 6 things aligned just always look so neat. With 5 or just... Yeah, with 5 it always looks kind of wrong, at least. That's how I see it, but that's completely, I mean, down to taste, I guess. Got a shiny Trico about a week ago in Ruby at 4,932 encounters. Nice. Very neat. What is the nature of the Trico? I also got a shiny Trico, but not with... I don't do encounter things, I do RNG manipulation, as you can clearly see. That does save a lot of time. I can't remember, I can check now. Alright. But congrats for the shiny Trico, that's a really neat shiny. Was it emulated Ruby, or are you playing on an actual cartridge? No, not a shiny. Hasn't been this quiet before. Oh well, I don't really mind that much. Two people intentionally put themselves on a track to leave this world. Would that change your answer? Kind of, yeah. Although it is still tragic and I would feel bad for them, but you know, choice changes a lot of things, definitely. Especially in morality. A lot of morality, or just in general, if we judge something, if it's good or bad, a lot of it depends on choices. Been thinking to do an ADHD test with a professional doctor. Since I've been thinking maybe I have ADHD, not gonna lie, I don't care if I have it if I don't have ADHD. Since it won't change me as a person, just a thing that I would talk about every now and then. Yeah, that's a good idea. I mean, there's nothing wrong with having ADHD. That just means you're neurodivergent, just as I am. My husband is also currently getting tested for the possibility of having ADHD, or just on the spectrum. You know, ADHD is also a spectrum. Some of them do not have the H part, so the hyperactivity. Some just have ADD, and then there's other subtypes as well. And you know, they are usually very creative people, and the reason why they're failing is not because they themselves are a failure, but it's because the system that we put in place is just not meant for people with ADHD, unfortunately. Emulated on this thing that can play all Gen 3 games, which is cool. I wish I had an actual one. Oh, this thing that can play all the Gen 3 games? Are you talking about something like a modded Game Boy analog? Don't worry, I checked the thing as well, and you can cheat on it, so I can cheat shinies onto it. It's a jolly nature. So a quick one. Let's say there are two people on the track. One innocent person and the other person is the Ocean Gate guy. Would you push the fat man? Yes, for the innocent person. It's still... I mean... Not a fan of the Ocean Gate guy, but... what is he doing on the tracks? Hey there, Kaiser Karmazin. Welcome back to the stream. How you doing? Won't be here for long, but wanted to say hi. Well, I'm really happy that you came by just to say hi. That in and of itself is very sweet. Thank you. Just gonna use that quick time where you're here to say that I'm not sure if I'll be able to stream on Friday and on Saturday. Probably not. But then Sunday I'll be back. And I hope you're doing okay, Kaiser. Give me a quick status check. The fat man is also innocent. That is true. In this case, it's a bit more nuanced. Yeah, you're right. It's a bit more... I don't want to push and kill anyone. That's okay. I'm very busy tomorrow anyway, so probably wouldn't be able to watch the stream. Yeah, I'll be out the whole day. And I'll be sleeping at my parents' house, where... Fortunately, that laptop just is unable to stream. I've tried it. It always crashes or freezes. I'm doing not sure whether it's say good or bad right now. You say I'm existing. That's what I always say when I don't want to say I'm good or bad. I'm saying, yeah, you know, existing. I'm hunting for the Chansey now. Yeah, hope we both get her the targets within the stream. Yeah, thank you, and I wish you the best of luck for the Chansey. That is a really nice shiny. I mean, in the Safari Ball, that really fits a green ball for a green shiny. Oh, hey there, Philip Farrell. Welcome back to the stream. How you doing? I mean, I got your hi from Iveda previously. Sorry I'm late, but I bought a carpet brush yesterday for 20 euros, specifically for removing hair. I've been using it and I'm in awe. It really sucks being an adult plus being excited about this. Okay, can you tell me which one you bought? Because, you know, I have a lot of hair and my hair is very long. It's like 80 centimeters minimum. And that means when I lose one hair, it gets tangled up in it and it just falls into itself. And then I just have a mess because then it just, they tend to collect the dust in between and then it looks really horrible very quickly. And I would need a brush, like a carpet brush like that as well. Going for a shiny Trico as my current hunt. It's currently at 2100 encounters. I did face though with a shiny uncatchable Poochyena. Oh, that means that you're close. That means because the of the RNG how it works, that means that you can potentially. Oh, not Trico, Torchic. Alright. Good luck for the Torchic. I'm doing a shiny hunt for shiny Titty. Like the white baby oil color is shiny, yes. Post a picture of the box in Discord. Hold on. Thank you, Philip. I really might need this, especially when we move. In the winter, the ground or the floor just gets really cold sometimes, and then I put carpets, I lay carpets out so that it's a bit warmer. And I definitely gonna need that because that always happens. I lose only one freaking hair. It's not a lot, but that hair is super long, gets entangled, and there's so much crab getting stuck in that hair that is on the ground, and they always love to be on the carpet. Posted in general, let me see. Oh, there it is. Thank you. I'll check if I can get that in Luxembourg as well, maybe in Germany or France. Imagine not balding, couldn't be me. I have the opposite problem of balding. It's just, I'm surprised myself. I lose hair and then it looks like in my hairbrush it looks like I keep losing hair, but I'm not bald at all. I just have so much freaking hair and it just grows so quickly. Instead of the fat man was your husband. Oh no, don't ask me to push my husband. No, I can't. I can't answer that question. Oh god, that would be heart-wrecking. I know that essentially my husband is one person and then the others that's more. So the morally more correct choice would be to push the husband. Although I don't know if I can do that. You know, he's the person I love the most. If it's either him or my mom's, people like that, I just can't. I think I would freeze. I got it from a shop near my work, so I could post one for you if you needed it. Oh, that would be very kind, but you don't need to do that. I'll check if I can get it. Oh, and if anyone of you is looking for a authentic cartridge of the Gen 3 Pokemon games, this weekend I will go to a convention where they sometimes sell them. I'll post the price then, if anyone is interested. And I would ship them. So much mood music tonight. If I was a dog, I would be the dog, kind of dog that sheds hair, and the hair just never stops growing back, and then I go through cycles of shedding it again and having my hair grow back. I'd be one of these dogs, because as a human I'm already doing it. Virgil is a new character in my main fictional story. I'm making him a character that plays a nice role. That I don't think he'll ever have something like the mastermind badass Gustavo Fring type. Did you pick the name Virgil because of Dante's Inferno? Just out of interest. But Virgil was a poet. He wrote the Iliad. And some Christians believe, including Dante Alighieri, the one who wrote Dante's Inferno, or at least La Commedia Divina and the 3 books Inferno, Paradiso and Purgatorio. And there the poet Virgil appears as a guide through hell. And he himself, Virgil, is damned to the first circle of hell, which isn't really that much torture. It's limbo, it's a deficient version of heaven. The only punishment here is that you're not in actual heaven with Jesus and the angels and God. And I think the reason he wrote that is because so many Christians thought that Virgil forcome Jesus' comings in his works, which is debatable. It's just an interesting fact. Virgil is inspired from Virgil van Dijk, the football player. I know it's dumb. No, that's not dumb. Why not? I mean, if you listen to the names of my fictional characters, they are also things like that, or I gave them a name because they look a certain way. Oh, that one looks like a cloud, so I give it the name of a cloud. That's not dumb. Hey there, Autobot AI, welcome back to the stream, how you doing? Makes you think how the World War II wives felt something seeing their husbands going to war. Oh, absolutely. I mean, I talked to women like this who lost their husbands like this, who had their husbands go to war to never come back. And let me tell you, Max Power, it's not nice. I mean, they were trying to hold back their crying. It was heartbreaking. Goat in this case means greatest of all time, not the goat as in the animal. Do you think Trump got the popular vote because people weren't aware he was a rapist? Honestly, I think that... I don't know if that really changes anything. Unfortunately, people... people just... Wait, even if you say he's a rapist and you have all the proof, they just deny it. Or they say that's propaganda. I think he got the popular vote because the Democrats kind of did some faux pas in their campaigns. And they pushed away progressive voters. And a lot of people are very horribly bad informed about politics and think that voting for Trump will make things easier. I still have a hard time accepting the result. But it is what it is, as I always say. I mean, it is democracy after all, even though I really don't like the result of that. Come on, Latios, I know you're here. If the Dems lose the vote for faux pas, then why didn't Trump? Because they just don't care for things like that. They have different standards. Unfortunately. Let's see what happens now. I mean, a lot of the EU countries are trying to get a lot of young people into the military, which is scary. Guessing this makes you not want to go to the US. I never wish to go to the US. I mean, what can I get there that I don't already get here? Alright, unfortunately not a shiny, so let's try again. No, I definitely want to stay in Europe. Preferably Luxembourg, because that's where I grew up. Oh no, for tourism I definitely wanted to go, but maybe not during the next 4 years. I went to BOS. Oh, Boston maybe? I do want to see a lot of the US though before I kick the bucket. Before I am pushing daisies, you know? Hey there, BU901. Welcome to the stream. How you doing? The Smoky Mountains are nice this time of year. I believe you. I mean, autumn, I don't like autumn that much, but it is looking really nice in Europe as well. The woods are having green with orange colors. The colors are popping really nicely. And then there's a little bit of fog over our mountains as well. It looks really nice. I mean, the autumn vibes are definitely really neat this year. Went to Boston once, it was fun. I mean, I left Europe once, but that was only for my honeymoon. And that was in Asia. Maldives is in Asia. And that's it. Other than that, I was always in Europe. I'm surprised they pride themselves in freedom. You can't even cross the street at a non-crosswalk over there. It's funny, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of things that you can't do in the US that you can do in the EU. Apparently in some states you're not even allowed to fill your own car with gasoline, which is very strange. I mean, that's really easy. How could you mess that up? It's just putting that in. You have to know which kind of oil your car uses. And that is usually in the car papers. And then you take that off, put it in your car, and then you press the button, and then that's it. It's super easy. Cinder is a bloody being, and he is the prince of his kingdom. He has a body of pure blood and veins. Oh, I thought he was also made of fire, or did you change it, or did I misremember it? Vincent's left side of his face has a half mask inspired from the Phantom, the opera. Ah, yeah, I see where you're going with that. But the mask is made of blue and red veins. He also can transform to other forms. He can grow wings of bones. That is very metal. But yeah, I thought that Cinder was the one who was made of flames? Or maybe you change it, or maybe he can change between blood and fire form. Which would also be very metal, and also very anime. I know anime keeps having stuff like that in it. Which, hey, I mean, I'm not against pulp. I like pulp myself. That's a very fast Latios, if you can just go around Hoenn like that. Phoenix is the one who... Ah, okay. I misremembered, yeah. Yeah, Cinder does get the other elements, that much I remember, like thunder and ice, fire, metal, I think? Was it metal? At least with the blood, that would kind of make sense. Because there's a lot of metal in your blood. The red, or the thing that makes your blood red is iron being in a bond with oxygen. That's also the reason why Mars, the planet Mars, is so red. Oh, come on, Latios. Some are really quick and then the others just go around and around. Wasting time. But honestly, if you play Pokemon, you just need to be very patient in general. Pokemon just eats up a lot of time, even if you're not looking for shinies. At least that's my opinion. But of course it's fun. Iron. We say iron. Yeah, some different countries sometimes have different accents. Start to collect Pokemon cards and it ruined my life in the best way possible. Ruined your life in the way that it's expensive, I assume? In the best way possible because it's fun. At least that's my assumptions. Cinder has a redemption arc I made for him, which is for a plan for holiday special. In my fictional story, Sorry about the yawn, you will fall asleep next round. Sorry, not sorry. Came a show after, let's say, 6 years of the last episode. I want to make it and have Cinder beating the allegations and turned out to be brainwashed all along since the start of his childhood. Ooh, that's dark, but then again, that is also interesting. Ah, there we go, finally. Pokemon cards have suddenly become trendy. Yeah, I wonder why. I never was into the cards, honestly. I don't care for cards. I wonder why Pokemon cards have exploded in popularity recently. Never got how Latios is in the red game and Latias is in the blue game. Same max power, that always annoyed me. I wonder if they're going for a, I don't know, a yin-yang kind of thing? Putting the blue one in the red game and the red one in the blue game, I don't know. It is reversed and it's the only same color with Ian Ticket Max. Yes. Or is it because of when you look at these recent leaks, Kyogre and the Latios have some kind of connection? Which that was weird. But still, I always thought that wouldn't it be more logical to put the red one in the red game? But maybe that's just me. But obviously it's not just me. I see AI, yes, Autobot AI. A friendly program. I mean, I'm friendly as long as people or non-people are friendly with me as well. Be it animal, be it machine, I don't care. Come on, Latios, I know you're here. I like e-reader Ian ticket. I do have the Ian ticket on this, even without the e-reader, because that never came out in Europe, unfortunately. We always get the short end of the stick in that aspect. It's unfair. So I keep deleting messages. I have fat thumbs on a small keyboard. All good, Autobot AI, all good. And honestly, I don't even have fat fingers. People keep saying I have piano player fingers, and I also mess up writing or texting on a phone. And it's not shiny. Very unfortunate. Virgil character is different. He's nothing special in fighting, but he's cool. He's an old man who acts nice to his family and grandkids. But when things are serious, he turns to a badass assassin with drip. Now those are the kinds of characters I want to see. I want to see more cool or just interesting old people in fiction. I mean, it's always youngsters, which, okay, sure, that's usually the audience, and they want to usually the audience wants to have a character that's close to their own age to identify more with them. But what about old people? You know, that's what I don't like about the newer Pokemon games. Back then in the 90s, okay, I was a kid and I didn't feel bad about being a kid in the games, but I'm not a kid anymore. Like, I'm a 30-year-old woman, I want to be an adult in the games as well. Why can't you just pick it? You know, when I'm 60, 70 years old and Generation 36 comes around, I want to be an old person in the games as well. I'm doing this so that I can do the select stuff later. No, it's because when you're young, that's the age you're supposed to go on adventures and explore. I know, but who actually goes on adventures and explorations as a very young kid? Almost no one, unless you're rich. That's the thing. 30 years old is the age to raise kids. Well, that also depends how your life goes. If you can't afford kids and you're 30, then in my mind you shouldn't have them if you can't afford them. I agree, I always make my character wear suits of some type to make them look old. Yeah, I mean, at least let people pick the age of their trainer. There are a lot of old people in my fictional story. I mean, the main character dies at 54, so he's old AF. Well, 54 I don't think is old AF. Old AF would be over 90. That's really old. Your character's 96 years old. Well, that is old, yeah. My parents were poor, they still did fine having kids. True, but just nowadays it's already, you know, I'm already struggling. Or people, even I know people at my age who have a job and they're already struggling with so much. And then adding a kid doesn't make it better. And I want to give them that kind of secure future, you know? Back then it was easier. Nowadays with inflation, everything, rent, groceries being too expensive, much harder. I dress my characters like Steven Stone. 90 is your minimum for old? No, I mean, I said old AF, that is 90. Old is, I don't know, starting with the 60s, you're old. At least scientifically speaking, I think senior doesn't start until 63. I mean, the average life expectancy in Luxembourg is over 80. It's almost 90 sometimes. Ah, the good old Hero Garden music. Ah, there we go. Alright, after this one, then I'll stop the stream because I do need to go to bed a bit earlier. I'm almost old, just 35 more years. Right, that's not... Come on, Latios. I know you're here somewhere. I've been making e-reader cards. I made a trainer battle with my team. Oh, and it works? I presume the stuff you're using is the NTSC version? I do know that it works. I'm a Blissey, the YouTuber, has done such cards, and unfortunately this ain't a shiny Latios, but we will not give up. And as always, thank you so much for being part of the stream. I don't think I'll be able to stream tomorrow or on Saturday, but on Sunday I should be back. So until then, have a good one, goodbye, and good night.